Hello everybody, welcome to my channel. My name is Jordy and this reading is for Pisces. My channel has just recently gone through an upgrade where I've stopped posting Pisces readings on a regular basis, and now I'm posting for all 12 zodiac signs, including Pisces. So thank you so much for waiting your turn. This reading is all about you today. Of course, you can check out the other zodiac sign readings if you feel intuitively guided to those titles or messages within. Thank you so much for liking, sharing, commenting below, and subscribing to my channel, by the way. I appreciate all of your love and support. So I meditated on the cards. We're using the This Might Hurt Tarot deck today. Probably my favorite tarot deck right now. I don't know if I like the name of it though. It might hurt, that's true. These things, tarot readings can be thought-provoking and emotional, but the intention is always to be the most compassionate in delivery, and your messages from spirit guides are delivered with compassion anyway. I did see, as I was calling in my spirit guides, angels and ancestors and spirit animals, a sloth reaching forward with its long nails. And I also saw an anteater on a hill, and I saw a little mouse in the dark. So these spirit animal messages can represent messages for the collective today. We'll see how they apply to the tarot reading. However, the sloth spirit was telling me that it's, there's gracefulness in going slow. There is no rush, and some people are not in the sloth wavelength. Some people are. Sloth can talk about laziness as well, but it's more so about like conserving energy and going at the pace that is right for your own nervous system, for your own personal development. And there's beauty in the sloth's movement. It also talks about hanged man energy, which is all about like hanging out within your thoughts and feelings, even if it's taking time to process them, that there is beauty and wisdom in slowly picking through, what you're thinking, what you're feeling, and perhaps coming to conclusions that you never would have realized if you just made an assumption based off of your first reaction. The anteater talks about, keeping busy, and also kind of, I think of it sometimes as like a breadcrumbing energy, like only getting one little piece of something at a time. So it can talk about like relationship or work or family or something like that, where, you're just kind of having to consume a lot of, having to conserve a lot of energy with the sloth spirit and the anteater, because maybe you're not getting a lot of sustenance from your environment. Maybe your finances are just kind of like trickling in. It's a big creature consuming such a small thing. Anyway, and the last energy was the mouse in the dark, which can talk about like fear and, just seeing things up close and personal. So maybe it can talk about like analyzing yourself more closely, or analyzing a relationship or a situation more closely, looking at the details. And with the anteater and the mouse spirit, it can talk about getting lost in the details. So basically, with the three messages together, it's kind of like a go slow, analyze things at your own pace, realize what is requiring a lot of effort for perhaps little reward, and you could be looking for certain details, but maybe it's the bigger picture that would be more liberating in your situation right now. Maybe that's why you need to slow things down so you can see the bigger picture. The sloth spirit does hang up high in the tree. So we have the Queen of Swords and the Knight of Swords. This can talk about aggressive energy between two people. Can also talk about a mission. We have the Two of Cups. In the past is the Knight of Pentacles. We have the Fool. In the future is the Tower. Representing you is the Ten of Swords. In your environment is the Emperor. We have the Seven of Pentacles. And the outcome is the Knight of Cups. The first thing I'm hearing from this is like, don't waste your energy on things that are trivial. You may be overthinking, overly concerned, overly worried with this Nine of Swords. And there could be someone who is kind of like at the center of this, a relationship dynamic with the Two of Cups reversed. I feel like this is kind of talking about territory and possessions and ownership within a relationship dynamic. So there could be like drawing the boundaries, drawing the lines of what is okay and what isn't okay. There could be having to remain respectful and careful and cautious, but also firm in your boundaries. It feels as if one person, Pisces, maybe you seem to be kind of like rushing around, having highs and lows, feeling like very triggered, very much overthinking things. You may be in pain or kind of at the end of the road when it comes to some type of situation or relationship dynamic. And then there's another person here who's kind of sitting there, kind of like offering up their own, like they have their own stuff, they have their own boundaries, they have their own sense of empowerment and self-preservation. And I just feel like that, you and this person, Queen of Swords, Knight of Swords, are both wielding daggers and have the ability or the capacity to hurt each other more if you can't get out of your head, or if you both can't get out of your heads. I do feel like it wasn't always so tense. I feel like in the past there was more open-heartedness and trust. There was longevity and investment and more attention to detail in the beginning. And genuine intentions. There may have even been more sustenance or a sustainable, nurturing energy in the relationship dynamic. But then we look at the other side of this reading, the other side of the mountain that is between the two of you, and there is also a element of cutthroat or aggressive energy, critical and thinking a lot and feeling hurt and feeling unstable and wanting to just kind of bring the whole thing down. It's almost like there's two sides to this relationship, and then there's like this unachievable medium between the two of you, happy medium or average space. It's either really good or it's really not good. And, you know, it's not necessarily hot and cold. It's more like stable and grounded, and then the storm rolls in, the storm clouds. The mind takes over. The triggers get aggravated. The erraticness of perhaps your schedule, of your ability to be present within a relationship, Pisces, may be a contributing factor to why there is tension. But it feels like somebody is in a more comfortable position, and it feels like they're just picking away at certain things from a more leisurely pace, whereas you're kind of like leaning in and going through like fast changes and fast like things are more precarious for you, you know. There is advice to like tap into the Emperor energy within and just reclaim your position of inner stability. And you might not be able to find a happy medium between you and an individual or you and a situation. There could be good times, there could be bad times, but you can find that equilibrium within, that groundedness, that centeredness, by adopting a more headstrong stance. Because you've been kind of having instabilities or insecurities or highs and lows, Pisces, it feels like someone is feeling threatened by that, or someone is feeling personally offended or affected by your highs and lows and what you've been going through. And it just seems to be that like maybe there's a casualness or a lack of respect that's kind of happening here. Maybe even both ways. Like a lax in respect. And it's kind of saying like there might not be a bridge to connect in this dynamic until you find your footing again. And I'm seeing like that ram in the bottom of the Emperor card here, which kind of says like, you know, navigating difficult terrain gracefully by knowing your own strength, knowing yourself, and not letting things overpower you. So that can talk about multiple things in your life, including possibly a relationship dynamic. So far, you've been operating from a beginner's mindset and a Knight of Pentacles, a Knight of Cups, or a Knight of Swords energy within this dynamic or within this relationship. So you're always adapting, you're always moving, things are changing day to day. You know, the speed of which you're able to operate in some areas of the relationship is slow, in some areas they're deep, and in some areas they're fast and erratic. So it, you know, and I see the other person here is kind of like in like an upset state of mind, and defensive and on the attack even. And I feel like the advice for you, you can't control what other people are doing, but you can control what you do, how you react, how you behave. And it's kind of saying, Pisces, you need to get more grounded. You need to practice some more discipline within your own things that are within your own control. And the relationship stuff will play out in the way it's meant to play out. It's interesting because we've got this one side of the reading which looks long-term, patient, genuine, free-spirited, and full of love. And then we have the other side of the reading, which looks like storm clouds, stormy energy, windy energy, swords, towers exploding, and confrontation. And then in the middle of that is the peaks of the mountains here. And there's two mountains. There's two people here with their own agendas and with their own aspirations. And we have the Two of Cups above that, reverse, which is an indicating relationship stuff. So, it's interesting. It's not showing a development. It's not showing how this relationship is going to move forward or not. I don't think that's the message of the reading. It's going to continue to deteriorate, like I was saying in the Aries reading, because these are collective readings, and sometimes the messages carry over. Things were deteriorating in that reading, and I can see it here. But the advice in this reading, Pisces, is how you can change yourself in that dynamic. And then, hope for the best, I guess. I want to say things will smooth out. Anyway, that's what the tarot has for us today. Thank you for joining me. Try not to get lost in the details. Try not to overthink the situation. Don't get stuck on the small things, like the mouse spirit talks about. Also, don't put up with someone who it may be, breadcrumbing you in some way. And just go slow and think things through before you move forward, and you'll gain a higher perspective. It's almost as if there was a relationship dynamic here that was starting to become a little bit codependent, and then that got shut down really quickly. Anyway, that's what I've got for your reading. Thank you for being here, and I'll see you again soon.